Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're looking up, we constantly walk through buildings without ever really consciously registering the design choices all around us, right? But today we're going to unpack how just the simple act of filtering the sky can absolutely completely alter our perception of an environment. It's really fascinating stuff. To guide us today, we're actually looking through the lens of the photographer Ang, drawing from a super fascinating entry in their Notes on Photography series. So Ang spends a lot of time capturing everyday public spaces, specifically shopping malls. And let's be totally honest here. We usually expect malls to be, well, pretty sterile, right? Just these harsh fluorescent environments. But what really caught Ang's eye wasn't the storefronts at all. It was actually the art of manipulating natural illumination. It's all about how capturing this curated light can completely transform what is otherwise just a very ordinary commercial building. All right, moving into section 1, the purpose of skylights, the standard baseline. So, as Ang points out, when we integrate a skylight into an atrium, a lobby, or really any massive public area, the standard goal is, well, it's purely functional. We just want to maximize natural light. It acts as a focal point to seamlessly bring the outside in, and it efficiently illuminates these wide, sprawling spaces. Now, what's really interesting about this is where we start to see a stark contrast. Typically, standard transparent glass is used for maximum light yield. But as Ang notes, that often results in very bright and, honestly, sometimes even harsh illumination. But this specific architectural design, it completely throws out that standard playbook. By swapping that transparent glass for colored panels, the entire objective shifts. It goes from simply letting light in to actively manipulating the quality of that light long before it ever reaches the floor. And that brings us to section 2, the artistic intervention, manipulating natural light. So to disrupt that typical bright white baseline we just talked about, the architect here utilized a very specific material palette. We're talking red glass, green glass, and translucent glass panels. By choosing these over your standard transparent panes, it becomes this direct artistic intervention. The architect is literally treating the ceiling not just as a window to the outside, but actually as a lens. It's brilliant. Okay, section 3, the dynamic result, a shifting atmosphere. I absolutely love this observation from Ang's notes. Quote, outdoor light casts colored patterns onto the walls and floors, especially the green, creating a green hue throughout the entire building. End quote. I mean, just pause and picture that for a second. You aren't walking into some brightly lit, sterile shopping center anymore. You're stepping into a space that is literally painted by light. The building itself becomes a massive canvas for the sky. This specific manipulation completely transforms a highly functional and, let's face it, usually pretty boring mall atrium right into a deeply dramatic and immersive atmosphere. It completely elevates the mundane chore of just walking through a commercial building, turning it into this engaging sensory event. The architecture literally forces you to experience the space differently. It's a real game changer. And because this relies entirely on the outdoors, this atmosphere is never static. It's always moving. As Ang notes, the effect continuously shifts and evolves as the angle of the sun changes in the sky. It's a living, breathing piece of design, which really leaves us with something to think about today. Look at the light in the room you're sitting in right now. How might this shifting angle of the sun change the atmosphere in your own spaces throughout the day? Seriously, pay attention to the light. It's shaping your world a lot more than you probably think.